going to work or you can't personally hear me, I really do not know what to say, really, guys. Um, I am trying my best to get this live stream done. However, if it is not going to work, I will sadly have to. According to my end, we've now got sound. I know what it was. So, good evening, everybody. Attempt number 3. Good evening, all, then, to this very special live stream from a hotel this evening, New Year's Eve, and I'd like to wish you all a happy and prosperous new year. I've just got to wait now for people to come in now, and then hopefully we will then be able to get started once again. Hello there, Dave. I hope you're keeping well. Happy New Year to you. Sound is okay now. Yes, I figured something out. I figured it out. I figured it out. So I hope you've had a lovely Christmas, Dave, and all the rest of you out there who will hopefully eventually join in this evening. We do have a quiz tonight as well, by the way, if I can, but it is going to have to be started very, very shortly. But we need to make sure them other people do cut across now to this live stream now. I know what it was. There was a cable in there in the device what I'm doing the live stream on. Sadly, you cannot charge at the same time with this particular device while you're live streaming. So that is going to limit how long I am going to be on live tonight. I think I'll just sleep on a roof anyway. So any more now coming in? 5 of you are in now. So if you are able to drop your name there in the chat, it'd be nice to have you all on board. Hey up. Hey up, Simon. Can definitely hear you now, mate. Yes. Well, it's going to be. We're going to be on anyway for as you know, as long as we can do, but we just got to be very careful with the battery now, to be fair to you. Brian's in as well. Hello to you. Hello again, Pep EMU. Shared this live stream on YouTube. Thank you very much. As you are fully aware, you can now send me super chats, and you can send super stickers now, I think, as well on live streams here. What I do from now onwards. Remember, that is obligational, and it's entirely up to you whether you do that. There is no pressure whatsoever, as again, we are in a period of the year where everyone has spent quite a bit of money, even including myself. So I'll be looking forward to the end of January. So we do have a quiz then tonight then. Railway Channel, thank you for coming in. Long time no see. Thank you very much for popping in. We do have a quiz. The quiz will be, like I said, the quiz we'll start the quiz very soon, I think, because we don't want to lead ourselves too far astray with time wise. But I do want people to come in. I did say I was going to start about quarter past. It's only 14 minutes past now. So if you are in, thank you for coming in. There's 13 of you, and I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you taking your New Year's Eve out, because it means a lot to me. A lot of you in the background, and those of you who are in the background, really appreciate having you here. Live, like and share the live stream, everyone. Subscribe to, it's free. Thank you very much, Dave. Very kind of you to say so. So we'll give it a few more minutes and then we can crack on with this quiz. The quiz is all about stuff that I got up to on the channel. So if you've done your research over the last, 12 months, partly 6 months, because the channel sort of laid stagnant for 6 months. It didn't go anywhere, and nor did the people. And that's what I want to thank straight before we start the quizzes. I want to thank those of you who have stuck around from day one, especially also those who stuck around when I wasn't uploading content. And also another thing was, I want to thank you, them people who have recently joined as well, because if it wasn't for all you lovely folk out there, I call you the best audience on YouTube. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. So if you are all ready and raring to go, quiz time is going to be starting very soon. So pens and papers at the ready. Pens and paper at the ready. Hi there, Felicity. Nice to see that the moderator tonight is Peppy MU as well. Few others coming in. Lauren, Alora coming in. Also, Carlisle. Carlisle Hampton. Now, I don't know if any of these who are coming in are new subscribers or. But if you are, welcome aboard. If you are the bots, welcome aboard anyway. Much better. Your moderators. Still one of your moderators. Yeah, much better. Good to know that. Probably from my share. No, you're okay, Dave. I'm sure. The more we get in here, the more interesting it can only get. So pens and papers are ready now then. Here we go then. The quiz starts after 9 minutes into the live stream. How do you subscribe? Just hit that button that says the subscribe button. KC, thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button, says Kelly. Right, question one then. Have you done your research on my channel? Is question number one. Which steam locomotive did I see on a test run at Crewe? I'll give you 1 point for the name of the locomotive. I'll give you 2 points if you know the number of the locomotive as well. Which steam locomotive did I see on a test run at Crewe? Remember, don't write the answers in the chat, and also write them down on paper. And then we will then go, and then what? Question number 2 then. Which steam locomotive did I film at Carlisle in its apple green livery? Which steam locomotive did I film at Carlisle in its apple green livery? Remember, it's 1 point for the locomotive and it's another point for the number of the locomotive. Which steam locomotive did I film at Carlisle in its apple green livery? Question 2. Question number 3 then. A visit to Corkical Station 5 months ago to see what steam locomotive. Again, the name of the locomotive and the number will give you a point each. A visit to Corkical 5 months ago to see what steam locomotive Blue Pit. Oh, just nearly give you the answer there. Well, I think I have given you the answer. I'll give you one of the answers. A visit to Corkical 5 months ago to see what steam locomotive. Name of the locomotive and so question number 4. Question number 4, straight on it. Which new locomotives did I film while visiting Crewe 5 months ago? Now, these are new locomotives that have entered onto the rail network. Which new locomotives did I film while visiting Crewe 5 months ago? 1 point for the name of the locomotive. An additional 2 more points for the 2 numbers of the locomotives. Which new locomotives did I film while visiting Crewe 5 months ago? Question number 4. Question number 5, straight on with it. Which station did I visit? Which stations, sorry, did I visit in part 3 of the Cumbrian Coastline Adventure? There are 4 stations I visited. Do you know them all? You get a point for every single one. Which stations did I visit in part 3 of the Cumbrian Coastline Adventure? Thank you all for coming in though tonight. Really appreciate it. Question number 6 then. Which new overnight train service did I film at Carlisle Citydale Railway Station? I need the name of that new service that started, and it was filmed at Carlisle. Question 7. Which West Coast Railways loco made a return to its main line return at Edinburgh? Which West Coast Railways loco made a return to the main line at Edinburgh? A point for the loco number and an extra point for the name of the loco as well. I haven't been keeping up. Don't worry, we will go back over them, Kelly. We only got 18 questions to get through, so we can go through them again to give you the opportunity to get them written down. Question number 8 then, with another 10 to go after this one. At which station along the Tyne Valley line did I film the Midland Pullman at? At which station along the Tyne Valley line did I film the Midland Pullman? Question number 9 then, as we go on, which steam locomotive managed to outrun Storm Amy working Bradford to Carlisle? Which steam locomotive managed to outrun Storm Amy working Bradford to Carlisle? 1 point for the steam locomotive's name and a second additional point for a second £100 donated. Maybe, well, if you have, that's very kind of you. So 1 point for the name of the locomotive and an additional point for the number on that locomotive. Which steam locomotive managed to outrun Storm Amy working Bradford Foster Square? It was to Carlisle City Dale Railway Station. Question number 10. Question number 10 then. How many Class 68s operated head code 6C44 and what Class 68s were they? Question number 10. How many Class 68s operated head code 6C44 and what Class 68s were they? If you just tell me how many, you get 1 point. If you can tell me the numbers of them locomotives, then you can then tell me, you will get an additional 4 extra points for the numbers as well as how many there were. Moving on to question 11, which locomotive operated on the RHTT, which runs under the code of 3J78? I need to know the number of both of them locos, the loco numbers. Which locomotive operated on the RHTT, which run under the code of 3J78? If you can only name one of them numbers, that's fine. You still get a point. Thanks for sharing the link, Pep. Very kind of you. I think you got your work cut out tonight anyway. But you're doing I'm glad to have a moderator here with me tonight. Question number 12, moving on, another RHTT question. Which locos operated the RHTT under the code of 3J11? You need to let me know both locomotives that operated 3J11. That's question number 12. If you only know one of them numbers, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And you would still get a point by just naming one of them locomotives. So still question 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 to come, and then we'll go through them again. Thank you very much, Pep, for that. Really, really do appreciate that, and really grateful of all the support that's flowing towards this channel. Really am grateful to have you all on board. Yeah. So remember, you can also send super chat, super stickers. But remember, that is obligational up to you. You don't have to do it. But now, on any live stream that I do, you are able to do that. Um, Also, I have also noticed that if you've got a crown against your name, you are known as a top fan of the channel. So thank you to My Railway channel. You've popped up with a crown there. It's very good to know that. Every help and support helps him gain up towards further up his channel. Thank you very much, but very, very grateful for that. Question 13, and back to the quiz now. Which signal box did I film nearby to see two railway tours? Which signal box did I film nearby to see two rail tours? Just need the name of the location, and I'll be happy with that answer. You get 1 point for that. Thank you very much, Kelly Ashford, for donating £2. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for your sticker. Very, very kind of you. I'm absolutely, heartfelt, and I'm really grateful for the donation. Remember, you don't have to donate, but it is kind of you if you do feel free. Remember, no pressure whatsoever. Question number 14 is the fact that which rail tour was operated by two Class 20s? Which rail tour was operated by two Class 20s? I just need the name of the rail tour, the name of the rail tour. Another top fan there, Kelly Ashford. You're my YouTube friend. You deserve it. Thank you very much. I'm very honoured. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. Question number 15. Don't worry, we will be going over these questions again to give you the answer. Question 15. Which West Coast Railways Class 37 operated the Cumbrian Mountain Express? All I just need. Hello again there, Randall. You're back again. Thank you for coming in. Which West Coast Railways Class 37 operated the Cumbrian Mountain Express? All I just need is the number of that loco, if you know it. Always worth a guess. Right, this is where I've got to be careful because I've read a question, scrubbed it out, and then put another question underneath it. So question number 16 is which steam locomotive operated the Shap Mountaineer? I will give you 1 point for the name of the locomotive, and I'll give you a second point for the number of the locomotive. Which steam locomotive operated the Shap Mountaineer? Name of the locomotive, 1 point. A second point for the number. Well done here, Kelly. Every donation helps here for Simon at Kelly Ashford. Very grateful, very happy as well. Randall, nice to have you back in again. Question 17. Question 17 is which Black 5 steam locomotive visited Carlisle on the Cumbrian Mountain Express? Which Black 5 steam locomotive visited Carlisle on the Cumbrian Mountain Express? Just need the number of that locomotive. Every little helps. Every little bit helps. We're all in it together. I do believe that. I do believe that. And the final question, but we will go over the questions as I'll be revealing the answers. The last question of the day, 18 question quiz, quite simple. Couldn't find 20. We got to an even number though. Question 18, which steam locomotive caused issues at Carlisle 6 months ago? If you give me the name of the locomotive, it gives you a point. If you give me the number of the loco, it also gives you another point. Which steam locomotive caused issues at Carlisle 6 months ago? Well done, Jenny, for a massive donation at Jensky 326. So that is the quiz over and done with. But the stream's not over and done with because we've got to reveal the answers. And I know some of you couldn't keep up with the quiz. I do apologise. I don't know how much power is left on here. But this is my new device that you have got the live stream on tonight. And I managed to film a Avanti Voyager on there for cross country. And you can see that the wobbliness kind of is no longer there, and it has improved a lot. That's because of a new device, and the live stream's on the new device. So what more can you ask for? Hopefully it'll look a bit more clearer, and apologies about the sound earlier ago. Right, so give yourself your points, add your points up. Here we go then. Question number one final time. Which steam locomotive did I see on a test run at Crewe? How many carrots are in the fridge? I don't know. How many carrots are in the fridge? The great Lord. So the answer to question number one, which steam locomotive did I see on a test run? You get 1 point for Duke of Gloucester. You get a second point if you wrote 71000. Answer time. Yes, there you go. So yeah, the steam locomotive on a test run, Duke of Gloucester, 1 point, 71000, 2 points. Question number two. Which steam locomotive did I film at Carlisle in its apple green livery? I do believe so. 710 was well, that's an answer. That's good enough to me, Kelly. I appreciate that. So the apple green, in its apple green livery, of course, the answer was Mayflower, and for an additional point, the number 61306. That is question two answered. Remember, if you just get the loco number, that's absolutely fine. That is that you do score a point. If you've just got the name of the locomotive, it still scores you a point. Question number three. A visit to Corkical Station. I think I let the loco slip out the bag 5 months ago to see what steam locomotive. And yes, if you remember the video, it was of course Blue Peter. A very good video as well, and I do appreciate those people that did watch Blue Peter pass through Corkical. It was a brilliant location to go to. I went there with a fellow YouTuber, and I'll be talking about some fellow YouTubers before we end the quiz. And of course, the number of Blue Peter for an additional point is 60532. Rustling paper. Blue Peter ought to have been guessed. Yes, I did let that one slip out the bag, Kelly. Which new locomotives did I film while visiting Crewe 5 months ago? It will be the Class 93s. There was 2 Class 93s on a light loco move. I think they were heading maybe possibly to Carlisle or somewhere like that, to be fair to you, when I was at Crewe. And of course, for 2 more additional points, the locos were 93001 and 93007. So if you've got all them answers, you've already got 3 points from that question. Abjab Hussain, You relaxing, mate? Always relaxing. Always relaxing. Railway Channel. Remember seeing the Class 93s at the Greatest Gathering. There you go then. Yes, Derby, of all places. Litchurch Lane. So question 5 was, which stations did I visit in part 3 of my Cumbrian coastline adventure? Station number 1 was Silecroft. Station number 2 was Bootle, which we found out there was a goods train accident that 3 or 4 members of the railway community sadly lost their lives. Also, we went to Flimby. That was the 3rd station, and our final station was, of course, Maryport. So Silecroft, Bootle, Flimby, or Maryport. If you've got any of them, you've got all 4. You've got 4 points. If you've only got 2 of them, you got 2. If you've only got 1, you've still got 1 point. Because I make my quizzes as fair as possible and as enjoyable, because you haven't seen me live on a live stream, so I'm trying to, make it interesting for you. Question number 6, which new overnight train service did I film at Carlisle Citydale Railway Station? That was on it dropped paying passengers off at is there any, what's that? Don't know. I only saw 2 Class 93s. One was 93009, and that was at the Greatest Gathering event. And when I saw 313201, that's right, and 5070012 too. So the overnight thing, of course, was the Belmont Britannic Explorer. That was the new overnight train service. They dropped passengers off at Penrith. I was told that the cabins started from somewhere around £6,000 to £8,000 for just a standard cabin, and he was looking at more along the lines of about 40,000 for the actual suite. So I mean, that's unless you got plenty of money, you are obviously not going to go on that unless you got plenty of money. Question 7, which West Coast Railways loco made its return to the main line at Edinburgh? It was, of course, 1 point for 47245 and an additional point for the name of that loco, which was VE Day. That's 47245 and an additional point for the name of which was VE Day. That's 7 questions answered. On to question number 8. At which station along the Tyne Valley line did I film the Midland Pullman? That happened to be at Hayden Bridge, with also a fellow YouTuber who I will be mentioning towards the end of the stream. And what an enjoyable day it was indeed. 7 is my lucky number. Well, that's good to hear it, Kelly. Question 9, which steam locomotive managed to outrun Storm Amy, Bradford, Foster Square to Carlisle? It happened to be Tangmere. Of all steam locomotives, a steam locomotive I've managed to tick off the list. Now, nice to see Tangmere. And if you knew about the post that I stuck up on YouTube, I posted up some photographs of inside Tangmere. It was nice to stand on the footplate of Tangmere. Where are we now? Question number 10. Can one of the moderators just do us a favour, please? Question number 10. Question number 10 is how many Class 68s operate the head code 6C44 and what Class 68s were they? There was 4 Class 68s, so that's 1 point for that answer alone. And the numbers we were looking for were 68005, 68007, 68008, and the final number was 68018. So 68005, 68007, 68008, and 68018 gives you another 4 additional points. If you were remember that well, Simon, when you were on 334067 Tangmere, yeah. So with it would have been 4 68s would have give you 1 point alone, and then if you got any of them numbers, you've also got a point each for each number. Question 11 was which locomotive operated on the RHTT that run under the code of 3J78. It happened to be 1 point for each answer. It was 56. It was 56113 and 56105. If you got either of them numbers, you have received a point. Question 12, keeping on to the RHTTs. We wondered also what 2 locomotives operated 3J11, and that happened to be that happened to be 70809 and 70806. Sorry, I was just looking at some of the comments there. Stinky boxes on wheels. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the RHTT, Kelly. Question number 13 then. Thank you everybody for coming in and enjoying yourself anyway. Which signal box did I film nearby to see 2 rail tours? Well, them 2 rail tours, of course, were, thank you very much for that, Peppy MU. Really do appreciate that. And also thank you, Railway Channel, as well, for stepping in there. It was Blue Peter, and of course, I believe it was 2 West Coast Railway diesels, 257s. 257s being the Northern Belle. The location was Bleemore. That will do as the answer. That's all I want. Bleemore, if you're unsure about where Bleemore is near Ribble Head. And again, I filmed that video with he was getting a bit too much. I know he was, Pep, yeah. And I filmed that video also with someone nearby, a fellow YouTuber who I've met this year, and we will mention him towards the end of the stream. Question number 14, which rail tour was operated by 2 Class 20s? We was looking for the name of the rail tour, which was the Lacoche Chopper. Now, I hope I have said that correctly. I do apologise. My Scottish isn't very strong, but I'm assuming it was called the Lacoche Chopper, operated by 2 Class. Forget him now, Simon. He's doing great. Oh, there. Right, question number 15. Bit of humor. Thank you very much. Question 15. West Coast Railways Class 37 operated the Cumbrian Mountain Express. I was just looking for the number of the locomotive, 37706, which I do believe I'd never seen before. So always nice to um, always nice to see new locomotives anyway. So far, you only got 4 right out of questions. I can do better. Never mind, Pep. You're all right. It's fine. So, question 16 was which steam locomotive operated the Shap Mountaineer? Kelly talked about this locomotive earlier ago. The one that did the Shap Mountaineer was Cluncastle for 1 point, and for the second point, 7029 is relax. It's just a bit of fun. Yeah. Uh, I got around the same. I got around the same too, but it was part of the fun. So yeah, 1 point for Cluncastle and a second point, additional second point, if you remember the number was 7029. Question 17, which Black 5 steam locomotive visited Carlisle on the Cumbrian Mountain Express? It was, of course, 45212, which again, I think I've seen a couple of times now, but was pleased to see a Black 5 this year. I guessed Cluncastle. Well done, Kelly. Well done. Well done. And finally, question 18, which steam locomotive caused issues at Carlisle 6 months ago? Another steam locomotive for the first time seeing it, and it was Tornado. And you get a point for Tornado. You get an additional point for writing 60163 down there as well for your answers. Looking forward to Brighton Bell, the 5 BEL EMU Pullman coming back on test is expected by the new year. Sounds very interesting. Oh, Tornado. So it was all good fun tonight, and many apologies about the issues with the sound, but I worked that out, the fact that this cable here was plugged into the bottom there, and of course it was obviously obstructing the sound coming through. Many apologies for that. I hope that you have enjoyed this quiz, but we're not just finished just yet. It was all a bit of fun. Also got to say a massive thank you to Kelly Ashford for your donation of £2 tonight, your super sticker. It's very, very kind of you to do that. I don't ask people to do it personally. It is down to your discretion, but I'm very grateful of receiving that £2. That goes towards, I think you cannot draw until you get to something like about £60, and then you're able to draw on it. Don't forget, you will pay tax on it, but it is what it is. But I feel like the channel now is, I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it, but when it does come with additional perks, deep down, I think a lot of us want to see ourselves succeed in what we do. And with the climate that we're all in right now, between Christmas and the end of January, can be very tough times lying ahead, and for all of us really. And so we've really just got to remain very positive. And I've had a good laugh tonight, and I will be mentioning a few YouTubers who I've spent quite a bit of time with very shortly. Let's look at the comments. It's the least I could do, Simon. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. Remember, every little helps, as a certain supermarket would say. So yeah, I'd like to mention 3 channels. Now, you may be familiar with one of them, but the other 2 you will not be very familiar with. But there was a particular young guy who I've spoke to a couple of times, and the conversation has been very little, but I've seen him about and spoke to him. Tesco advert. um, Tesco, yeah. Um, and he is, I believe, talking to fellow enthusiasts on Carlisle Station. He always turns up. He's very passionate in what he does, and his interest in trains for a young man is very good indeed. Uh, can be tough times during this period. So I thoroughly agree with you, PMU. So the guy I want to mention, I do personally follow him myself, and his name is Harry Sedgwick. So feel free to go over to Harry's channel now, hit that subscribe button, and go and just hit the subscribe. It's absolutely free of charge to subscribe to Harry's channel, Harry Sedgwick. Films from Carlisle, mostly from Carlisle, might venture out on the odd occasion. Much appreciated, Kelly. Much appreciated. Very kind, pet indeed. Another guy I want to mention is a guy who I went to with Corky Cool. I also went to Hayden Bridge with him, and I also went to Blee Moor. And the days out with him were absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing indeed. I tend to get on with people that are older than me, and that's no disrespect to the younger folk. I do tend to get on with other folk that are much older than me. And Kelly says anytime, very, very kind of you. And I guess I've got used to him, and I've got his telephone number, and I often text him. I feel like a friendship has blossomed between the two of us. And he recently had his birthday as well. And his name, let me get this right, is Tim Geary. Tim does produce some amazing videos. He uses drone footage. Especially that day we was at Blee Moor. He was at Blee Moor. He used the drones with Blue Peter going over the viaduct. It was very, very impressive indeed. Apologies, Simon. There's a few issues with the sound again. Oh, I do apologise. I can hear on. I came on here. I can hear. Oh, okay. My phone. Okay. And of course, that final person, it might be Signal, to be fair to you. The signal might be quite bad around here. And the final question, not the final question, because we had that. And the final person I'd like to mention tonight before I finish the stream is a very nice chap. But the sound cuts, then it goes in, and it's okay. Okay, so it might be the signal, like I say. Like I say, the last final, when I can spit the words out, YouTuber, is a very nice chap. And I often seen him during my visits to Carlisle, is of course Leslie Gilpin, a very nice chap indeed. I feel like that Leslie enjoys doing what he does, like I do, and I often do have a nice chat with Leslie from time to time, as well as with Tim if he's at Carlisle as well, particularly. We tend to get into a nice little conversation about the trains, and that's but then we go away and then continue to film and then come back again and have another chat. Can hear you, but the sound keeps on going, but it's not, but it's now okay. It might be the signal, like I say. Well, thank you very much. Big shout out before we end is to the moderators for getting rid of the people that like to come in here and cause uh, numerous of problems for us and write a load of nonsense. But I enjoy that, because if it wasn't for them type of people, it would make a live stream as boring as hell. So we do need them type of people. The moderators are the people that keep these people at bay when they've had enough of them. So well done to Pep EMU, also well done to Railway Channel, and thank you to Kelly also for reporting them as well. Need to visit Carlisle route, especially Rail Tours charters. Yes, you should give it a look. I would indeed. And finally, just a massive thank you to Kelly for the donation. I know I shouldn't keep on going on about it, but remember, your £2 donation has been greatly received, and will go towards future journeys and pay towards future journeys here for the YouTube channel. But I am still going to continue to do this because of the joy of it. It's not always about the money, it is about the joy of it. So very, very sorry I banged on about it, but you know, it's greatly deserved anyway. Yes, we will have to, next time round, we'll have to get you to be a moderator, Kelly. I'll have to sort that out. But you are a top fan already. So there you go. And so is many others top fans as well. I'm now going to go. I'm going to let you enjoy your rest of your New Year's Eve. Every donation counts, guys, for Simon. Helps him massively, and it keeps growing the YouTube channel too. That's good. You are a great guy. Thank you very much, Kelly. Yeah, I hope I'm going to love you and leave you now, and I'm not going to rattle on no more, because I've rattled on for about 52 minutes and several seconds. But do apologise that I keep looking down, because I look at the paper while we was doing the questions, but I do try to look straight ahead towards the camera when I'm interacting with all of you lot. But yeah, thank you for all coming. I wish you a happy and prosperous new year. And like I say, let's see what 2026 brings. I hope it does bring you a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, and of course, I hope it brings you everything you wish for. Happy New Year, and let's welcome in 2026. Then let's get ourselves off to bed, and then let's wake up knowing that we are into a new year. And let's see what that new year brings for not just me, but for you, the lovely audience on YouTube. Brilliant to see you, Simon. Brilliant to catch up with you. Good luck for 2026, mate. Yes, I'm sure I'm remaining very positive, as you full are aware of the post that I put up. Let's hope it will be a good year for everybody. Yes, indeed, Railway Channel. Like you mentioned earlier ago, Pep, in one of the live streams where it wasn't working, the sound very well. Yes, I'm sure it will be fine. Once in our life, we always have obstacles thrown in our way, but we remain positive and we contact the right people. And I know from many experiences that positive and remaining positive is the main key to success, really. So I'm going to remain positive, whatever the outcome. And I've been through this before, mate. Yeah, I was going to say, but I wanted you to actually say yourself. That's very, very good of you. Yeah, I know you have. We actually stood on a platform and chatted about it. And I think it was, what was the name of that station? Can't remember, but it was in Liverpool, wasn't it? It was somewhere in Liverpool anyway. Your favorite EMU, right? Electrical multiple unit. Oh, let me think about this. Um, I've got to say the 390s, really. Is that an EMU? Or are we talking like on a smaller scale? Um, it is an electrical multiple unit, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to say the 390s. I've travelled on them quite a lot. I do like the 390s. Thank you for the question anyway. Probably the 465s are my favourite. That's good to know, Mr. Volvo. Yeah, thank you very much for asking the question. Always willing to answer them. Yeah, yes, 390s REMUs. Yeah, it was sand deals. It was. That's right. When adventuring remaining 507s, it was. Yes, correct. I'm based in Derby in the Midlands. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm based in the Midlands too as well. So you never know. You might see me floating about along the West Coast main line in the Midlands somewhere. You never know. You never know. But thank you for popping in anyway. 375s are good as well, says Brian. Right, I think I'm going to leave you, love you, and leave you there. Hope you enjoy your new year and all the very best and a happy and prosperous 2026 to you all. Did you hear about the Eurotunnel? Um, oh, what the new service? The new service, what Virgin are doing to compete with the Eurostar, possibly if that's what you're on about. Yeah, I have heard about that. Anyway, let let him go and fall asleep. Well, I'm not going to go straight to bed, but yes. Oh no, the wires came down in the Eurotunnel. Okay, that's news. That's news to me. Yep. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming across for the quiz. Sad that the 455s have gone. Hopefully, get one last adventure on them in January 2026. And so, happy New Year to everyone. Happy and prosperous New Year. And all the best. And let's hope that we do cross paths, us train spotters and YouTubers. And I will see you. I will see you at some point. Bye for now.